In a packed congressional hearing room filled with cameras and hushed anticipation, Ron DeSantis leaned forward, eyes fixed sharply on Jasmine Crockett, his tone measured yet confrontational as he said, "Congresswoman, are you suggesting that state sovereignty should be surrendered to federal mandates?" Jasmine, calm yet piercing in her gaze, folded her hands before speaking. "Governor, I'm suggesting that democracy is not something owned by states or parties. It's owned by the people. And when laws suppress their voices, that's not sovereignty, that's subjugation." A murmur swept across the chamber. DeSantis smirked slightly. "You make it sound noble, but oversight exists for a reason. States have the right to secure their elections." Jasmine shot back, "And people have the right to vote without intimidation, without barriers dressed up as security." DeSantis pressed, "So you're calling Florida's election reforms intimidation?" "I'm calling them selective," she replied, her voice rising slightly, "selective in who they protect, selective in who they silence." The audience grew tense as DeSantis adjusted his microphone. "You're politicizing integrity," he said. Jasmine responded firmly, "Integrity isn't political, Governor. It's moral. When your policies close polling sites in minority neighborhoods, when IDs are weaponized against accessibility, that's not integrity, that's manipulation." DeSantis countered, "That's called responsibility, ensuring every ballot is legitimate." Jasmine paused, then leaned closer. "Every ballot is legitimate when every citizen is treated as one." A wave of applause echoed through the hall before the moderator called for order. Yet the exchange only grew sharper. DeSantis cited statistics, federal rulings, and security claims, but Jasmine dismantled each point with precedent and passion. "You quote numbers, Governor," she said, "but behind every number is a human being. Someone whose voice matters, someone your system sidelined." He fired back, "So you'd rather let chaos reign? Fraud? Double voting? No," she replied coolly, "I'd rather let freedom reign. I'd rather trust citizens more than politicians afraid of their vote." The air thickened with the sound of clicking pens and shifting chairs. Hours passed as they clashed over constitutional clauses, equal protection, and legislative intent. At one point DeSantis tried to corner her with a hypothetical. If the Constitution doesn't explicitly give Congress power over state elections, then by what authority do you demand intervention? Jasmine smiled faintly. "The same authority that gives you this platform today, the people's trust. You govern by their consent, not by your convenience." Silence fell across the room. Even DeSantis hesitated, realizing the impact of her words. As cameras clicked and reporters scribbled notes, she closed with a single line that would replay across every network that night. "Democracy doesn't need gatekeepers, Governor, it needs guardians." The audience erupted. DeSantis looked down, and the moderator finally adjourned the session amid a storm of reaction. Outside, the media framed it as a defining moment in modern political debate. A verbal duel that reshaped the tone of America's voting rights conversation forever.